Delaware in the building. Y'all ain't ready for the Delaware takeover. Y'all not ready for this unique style and creativity that everybody in the world wants to see. Nadj and Jay is bringing it, and everything they bring got that Delaware swag.
Hey everybody!
Hey everybody!
Hello.
Nadj and Jay, and as you can see, we have a very special guest tonight. Marshall Carter,
Yes.
better known as or also known as
Better known as.
Charlie
AKA.
Rose Sweets.
Yes.
Listen, this is my main point, okay? And you're gonna see me act like a complete animal on this
As
camera in a
usual.
couple of minutes,
Right.
but like a
As usual.
complete animal. She makes the best tacos to the point where
Child.
I went upstairs. Well, never mind. But I'll say this: my wife has had them before, and she has blatantly stated that they are as good as it gets. And I'll leave it there. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
We were blessed with such friendship. And she came by. Is this a post-Easter egg?
That's yours because his is not full. Yours is full and brand new looking. He had to share and
Hold on.
dabble
I'm
in.
gonna do that. I'm gonna do that.
So-
All right, here we
Don't
go.
get your dirty fingers.
As a
on
matter
the
of fact,
tacos.
I'm gonna immediately switch to my little close-up camera so that they can see a better look. Okay.
Look at that. Look at the setup. Like, oh,
It's absolutely. I don't want to dump it out.
I'm drooling.
Right. Don't dump it out.
Okay. I'm gonna give this back to Nadj real
Oh,
quick,
my
and I'm gonna go
goodness.
back to here. All right. But she is here, and we wanted to have a full conversation with her outside of just stuffing our faces, which I'm about to do in a couple of minutes, about you and how you kind of got into making food and all of the questions, because everything I've had from her is
Phenomenal.
is phenomenal, and
She should have a market.
I haven't even
Marshall's
had
market.
the cakes yet. I haven't even had the cakes yet, and they look
you haven't.
incredible. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I got into baking just for fun, honestly. I was pregnant with my daughter, and I was like, oh, I just wanted to do something because I was pretty much home, and that was 13 years ago. And I've pretty much been baking ever since. I went to culinary school and graduated in 2017,
Oh wow.
and I've been doing it ever since. So,
Okay, I have this terrible habit of going all the way back,
Oh,
so I'm
God.
trying not to go back to like. Do you remember when you were 2 years old and first smelled your first cake? I'm not gonna go that far back.
I mean, I can't tell you, like, my great aunt, like, the women in my family are like bakers, cooks, period. My great aunt, God rest her soul, Aunt Catherine, she was the pound cake lady.
Oh,
And
yeah.
everybody
we
in the
love
family loved her pound cake. My stepfather used to get 2 pound cakes and hide one and lock it up.
Yep.
Yes.
Literally, so no one can get it. So I pretty much learned from baking from her. My grandmother loved making sweet potato pies all the time.
That's
My
my
mom made sweet potato pies, mac and cheese, all kind of things. And she had a catering business. So
Okay.
we had a small barbecue restaurant when I was a kid. So it was, there where I pretty much found my love of cooking.
Okay.
But I went to school just for pastries though.
Interesting.
Wow.
You know I'm
Yeah.
about to run with this, so you better ask your questions. Like, I'm ready. Like,
So when I am a new cook in my
Okay.
mind,
Okay.
I've developed a love for it.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like my calming time. I put on my Netflix or my podcast, and I get all my ingredients. I start planning and tasting and spicing. So for you, what are the best moments when you're either baking or cooking, and like how did you come about that, finding that out?
Honestly, the best moments is when this happens.
Oh,
When someone eats my food and I see the happy dance or the happiness, it's just this joy that I get that people are enjoying my food, my desserts.
the spice
That makes me happy.
amount is exactly perfect. Like, it's got just the right amount of
Like,
kick.
it's not going to kick you out of your chair, but it's going to give
Right.
you like the nice little
I need you
heat.
to stop breathing so hard.
He said it's good.
Recently.
And he hasn't put any sauces or anything on it. Like, but that's great. I'm happy.
A couple of years ago, I really just had a moment when I was with my kids, and I was like, I really enjoy food, and I just wanted to really eat as much as I can and really enjoy it. And you were helping me on my eat everything journey.
I am happy. And that makes me happy. Honestly, like, that's a love language and a joy for me is when people enjoy my food. Like, it makes me happy.
Still, like nowadays, are there things that you mess up and then you like, oh, that wasn't good?
That's a no.
She said,
It's kind of tough. Maybe sometimes it might be something a little too salty.
Okay.
Maybe a
Okay.
little too hot, too spicy. Because
Okay.
maybe like when I make like jerk chicken or something, it might be like too spicy for some folks.
Okay.
But it's jerk chicken, so what you expect.
Right.
But other than that, no, not really.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
Oh, steak.
Oh,
Whoa.
Steak.
no.
Lamb.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, steak. Lamb.
Why?
Order's about to be put in. Go ahead.
Because I love to grill. I'm all about grilling. I love to grill. I love the grill marks. I love the smell of it. I used to hate grilling because, like I said, we had a barbecue stand growing up, and I didn't like barbecue because it was just too much. But I'm a grill master. I love it.
Okay.
Wake up 4 or 5 o'clock and just start grilling.
Oh, wow.
So why haven't you opened your own restaurant?
I don't really want the overhead.
I wonder who that sounds like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
I
want
can
to
dig
have
it.
the overhead, and I don't want to just be in one spot. Like, I would eventually like to get a food truck and maybe do something of that nature where I can be like the ice cream man and ride around your neighborhood and feed you.
Can we do a fundraiser?
Like, I would really love to be able to do something like that because, like I said, I don't want to be stuck in one spot.
Right. I love
When I want to
that.
go on vacation, I want to be able to say, oh, well, maybe I can drive and I can take my food truck too, and we
Right.
can go and set up somewhere
So
and do something like that.
here's my main thing with these tacos specifically.
Oh my God.
Is if I
Speak on it.
was handed these tacos, like a blind test, you know what I'm saying? They're the only image in my mind would be of a 60-year-old Mexican grandmother who made this at home for her grandchildren.
Are tacos only in Mexico?
Now, my question is, how do you make them so authentic? Like, how do you do that? You know what I'm saying?
It's just called love.
Okay.
When you love what you do,
Okay.
you put your love into it.
I mean,
And I
research,
love-
tasting, all that.
And I've been to many Mexican restaurants to eat, and I don't like going to chain restaurants. I'm really like a hole in the wall, one of a kind mom and pop shop. So I'm always there to support the locals. So when I go and eat at these places, I want to taste the authenticness of it. And once I can taste it, I can taste and pick up on ingredients like quickly.
Okay.
So it's easy for me to say, oh, let me taste this. Oh, I got it. I know what it is. I make it, and I keep trying it out, and then eventually it hits.
Okay.
So
Have you ever considered like doing like chopped?
I have.
I think you'd be amazing. God, I sound like them people that be like, have you ever done the voice? Have you ever done the voice?
That's actually a really good point and funny, and I'm glad I didn't think about that until you said it, but I get it.
I thought about it. It's hard to get in those kind of competitions, though, too.
Oh.
So, I wouldn't mind. I'm afraid. I'm
So-
a scaredy cat when it comes to stuff like that.
It's time for the annoying J Cam, and as I am
Oh
eating this
my God.
and talking to and showing the people what I'm enjoying right now, can you talk and explain what specifically I'm eating tonight as I fully indulge? So
Everybody can hear it.
It's a Briere taco. It's beef.
It's a what kind of taco? I'm sorry.
Briere taco. It's beef with onions, cilantro,
Onion, cilantro,
peppers, cheese.
It's perfectly flavored.
It's-
This is what kind of beef is this? Brisket? What is it?
That is short ribs. Beef short ribs, actually.
So I'm assuming that you make this short rib at home.
Yeah.
And I mean you have to. The way that this tastes, this doesn't taste like you just
It's slow cooked. It's slow cooked.
That's, and you can tell.
It's slow cooked.
That-
Like grandma put it
Yeah, so I
on-
need you to understand that differentiation. She made this short rib, and it is a delicious
Yeah.
short rib on its own. And then you stuff it inside of this perfect tortilla.
Short rib, yeah, short rib, and actually it's chuck roast too with it. So,
Oh,
So-
I love chuck
yeah,
roast.
just remember,
Short
yeah,
rib with
and
chuck roast. Okay, what kind of
Yeah.
cheese do we have in here?
That is a Mexican Monterey Jack, cheddar, taco blend with some seasonings with sofrito and onions and.
We should have you. If we're gonna send you the date of the block party, we would
Let
love
me
to
know.
have you.
I
Come
got
and
the
bend.
setup. Oh, definitely. I got the setup. I got the grills, and
Man,
I'll set it
You
up.
sell out.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I do vegan as well. We do seafood.
I don't care about
so-
them. We
She's
want
like,
the
"Well,
meats. We want the
So I
meat.
do like chicken, I do beef, I do lobster, shrimp. I do the surf and turf burritos.
Oh my
I was gonna
God.
bring that to y'all, but I didn't want to hurt
don't make
y'all.
it
You'd have hurt me.
I didn't want to hurt y'all on like the first
Listen,
time.
I would have just turned. I said, everybody, I'm sorry we're not doing a show tonight. I'm going to sit here and eat and drink tequila, and I don't care about Nadj and Jay. That's
Perfect
pretty
night
much
for the
it.
tequila too,
I
right?
would
No, we're about to. Bartender, can you cook the tequila as I run my mouth and ask no
can.
questions?
Yeah, can I get my tequila put
Tonight we're
inside
drinking
mine?
Casa Noble. Reposado
Oh my
Tequila.
God.
She's tearing it up.
She really is.
You can just pour me like a little bit in my ginger beer. We get it
So
poppin'.
you started by making cakes, right, when you had your first child,
No, my second child.
your second child.
Thank
And
you.
then
Cheers.
how did we slowly progress? You know what I'm saying?
Well, it was crazy because the pandemic happened.
There we go, another pandemic.
right.
Another pandemic.
And all you
business.
can do is eat.
But I was
Well,
cooking before then, but I was really just cooking for myself and for people that wanted like catering options. And then when the pandemic happened and I was out of work, my fiance was like, "Why don't you just make these dinners?" And I was like, "Dinners?"
Everybody makes dinners. Not all of them are good.
that's the
Yeah.
thing. And you can't trust everybody's dinner either because you don't know. You know what I'm
Listen,
saying?
Y'all know how I feel about potlucks.
But we're going to use this small moment to cheers to you, your business, and
Talent.
and thank you. I think just for the millionth time for feeding the people at Chris Mahana Kwanzaa. You know what
Oh,
I'm
yes,
saying?
no
Yeah,
problem.
that was amazing.
It
So
was.
bottoms up. I just ate a perfect taco and now I'm washing it down with some good tequila. It's a good Monday night over here.
Ooh, my tequila right at top. Let me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We gotta stir. We gotta stir that.
I don't think we should do a show tonight, Nadj. I think I'm done.
Listen, give me a blanket.
Yeah.
We good.
It doesn't get
I
any
do
better.
want to talk.
No,
real
dig in.
briefly.
Now I can think. Not finish
You
my
were part
tacos.
of. You were a part of a friend to the show's Nataki's
That's my baby.
soft girl era
Hey.
initiation.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure I spoke a little bit about what soft girl era means to me, and I will be diving deeper into it this year
Okay.
with Nataki. But I would love to hear your version and your definition and how it's being applied to your life.
Well, soft girl came to me at a difficult time in my life. I lost my fiance in October, so soft girl to me is really about healing and getting to know myself all over again, and just pretty much learning the process of grieving and still living forward and living my life as he would want me to live my life, and as if I would have wanted to live my life as well. So like this is all a different chapter for me, and I lost 216 pounds as well. So it's like I have a whole different lifestyle now.
Wow.
And this soft girl to me is, like I said, healing, affirmation for myself, self-love, and just being true to myself and finding me at 42. So it's like
42.
I'm 42, girl. Hey.
She's actually from Newcastle when it was okay.
What the Newcastle? What is up with you in this Newcastle?
I'm just throwing shade to throw it.
So
I'm
terrible.
literally just throwing shade to throw it. Like I'm just because
We're
it's
gonna let
fun.
you have that. We're gonna let
Well,
you have that.
yeah.
But
I just
yeah.
want to say, number one, I applaud you.
Thank you.
Our condolences,
Thank you.
but
And congratulations on
Yes,
the weight loss.
yes,
You know
yes.
what I mean? Health is
Congratulations.
wealth. You know.
Thank
and for
you.
recognizing that you still matter, no matter what you're going through, what life has for you, that you matter. Because a lot of people don't see that part of it.
It takes a lot. I mean, every day is a day. It's a moment. Every second is a second that I have to just, figure it out. But at the end of the day, it's like God gave me life and talent and love and, why not? Like, live it.
Yeah.
My fiance was like all about life. He loved people. We had a good time. He had a good sense of humor. So that keeps me going.
Yeah.
Do you find that immersing yourself in your craft is therapeutic to an extent?
To an extent, it's helping me get back. 'Cause
Okay.
I stopped for a minute to get
Yeah.
my mojo back,
Of
and
course.
it's like I've got my mojo back.
Yeah.
My mojo
Yeah,
working.
so it's like I'm doing cake orders, I'm doing Taco Tuesdays. So if you guys want some Taco Tuesdays, just know that some of the percentage of me making the income that's coming in is going towards the sarcoidosis research awareness. Because this is Sarcoidosis Awareness Month. My fiance passed of sarcoidosis. Bernie Mac also passed away from sarcoidosis. It's an inflammatory disease. So
My aunt has sarcoidosis.
So if anyone purchases a cake order, custom order from my website, or even just want to make a donation, you're more than welcome to. And like I said, the proceeds are going towards sarcoidosis to help with that research. And
So, let's make sure that we get specifically. How can someone get your food?
CharlieRoseSweets.com. You can go on my Instagram, Charlie Rose Sweets. Facebook is Charlie Rose Sweets Cakery. But CharlieRoseSweets.com. Just
Buy
hit
it
me
all
up.
up. All of
Yeah.
it. And if you place a Taco Tuesday order, because you heard about it on this show, we have a 1 taco per person fee that will come to us. So she will let us know. She will let us know when you purchased, and we will pick up our taco.
Just say Nadj and Jay show.
I would just like to give myself a pat on the back
Ain't nobody patting you.
for hearing taco all night and not saying anything inappropriate.
What are you
And
going
then
to say?
something
We want the inappropriateness, so say the inappropriate.
Just because I see doors opening the whole time and I'm like, nope, I'm going to be mature about this interview.
He's a terrible person.
I am,
He's a
generally
terrible-
speaking.
I want to
This is
hear
what I
about
deal
this.
with.
Like, I'm here for the shenanigans. So,
Child.
he's being good. He's being good.
Girl, you ain't seen nothing yet.
One more shot and this is an X-rated, Taco Fest.
My God.
No, I might not want to be here for this. I might not.
Right. Exactly.
We have a guest. You are embarrassing me.
It's all right.
He embarrasses me every show.
I
At
love
least
it.
once.
And I love it.
Did you see the one where he was humping?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wait, so one more question.
Go ahead.
What advice do you have for anyone who's trying to get their food business, afloat and be successful?
Just do what you love. Don't look at it as money coming into you. If you love your craft, it's going to come to you no matter what. So just love what you do. Be genuine. Your intentions be pure and genuine, because if not, then you're not going to be successful. You can be successful, but it's not going to last long. And I'm not saying I'm the most successful person out there, but at the same time, I'm very intentional with what I do. I love what I do, and I love the people that I serve. Like, everybody is someone that I serve. So you guys, it can be anybody.
Guys. Hold on. I'm
Oh,
gonna do it
God.
again. No. I'm being obnoxious today.
Oh, my God.
Guys.
You're giving me a headache.
Guys, these tacos are as good as it gets.
You look like
I don't care.
Get out of here.
I mean, they are good. I will pat myself on the back on that, but they
will
good.
not find better tacos, and there's a lot of good tacos
You
around
won't.
here.
You won't find
Yeah.
better tacos.
They're phenomenal, and I'll leave it at that.
And I
Nadj,
stuffed them. They're nice and full. Sometimes on Taco Tuesday, you get red beans and rice. You get the corn, the Mexican street corn with it.
Oh,
yes, that is a whole
Mexican
yes.
street corn.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I hooks it up. I ain't even front on y'all. And then when I do like Mother's Day, I'm gonna do some Mother's Day stuff. So just look out on the website. I'm gonna have stuff for Mother's Day.
Baby, let me tell you something.
Yeah. Like last Mother's Day, I did like crab cakes with crab balls with like strawberries and cupcakes in it. It was like a 4-pack, and it was so good. Like,
Yeah, that sounds fantastic as always. Like, go to her website. Go to her all of her social media, because she posts all kinds of pictures of
Yes.
the incredible dishes that she makes. So
And she's also an amazing person.
she cool.
She really is.
She just cool.
You're gonna have a great conversation with her when you meet up
Yeah.
to get your food
Yeah.
too.
We're busting it up for like 20 minutes,
Yeah.
before we even started the show.
Yes.
So, 100%.
Well,
Is
it
there
helps
anything
that-
else that you want to let the people know?
CharlieRoseSweets.com. Just hit me up. If you need a cake, just email me. I'll get back to you with the price code, and we do it that way. But yeah, Charlie Rose Sweets.
Kaboom. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Well, I
Yes.
think Miss Charlie Rose, Miss Marshall.
She got a happy hour to attend.
I got a happy
She's
hour.
going to continue her day. Thank you.
Yes.
I need to take a cup, like a little sippy cup
My-
to take.
Listen.
To go. To go
happy hour.
So we have a hostess here, and you will get hooked up on your way out. So Yeah, do what you got to do.
While we're transitioning, we're gonna show you this lovely video of our Easter bunny. Poof!
Poof is the best. And watch.
Sorry, feed him the cucumber. That would be cute.
Look at his little face.
So cute.
Enjoying your food, Poofy Poof?
Look at your face.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back.
That is
Poof. How do you like that transition?
Shut up! Just
okay,
let
yes.
it go.
Yes.
You ain't got to tell him everything. We are professionals. My God.
All right, let's rock and roll.
Wait, her mic's still on. Damn it.
That's okay. That's an easy
We're
thing to fix.
still professional.
Go ahead.
We're gonna get this shit right.
Go ahead.
Tonight on the show. I was about to say tonight on today's show.
Her mic is off, by the way.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. We're
Damn. Tonight on today's show, we're gonna talk about the FREAKNIK auntie and uncles.
Been there, done that. We'll talk about it in a minute.
We're gonna talk about slippery when oiled.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
And a G League victory.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty dope. I love all that.
Woo. All right, so wild moments in life.
Okay.
Last week and the week before that was a whirlwind.
For you.
For me.
Yeah.
Which ended up
And
being
your family.
somewhat for you too. Because
No, it impacts everything.
now let me tell you something. Jay, I have 3 best friends, and Jay is like this, like right here, like right there, like he's still growing. Okay, so when things go wrong in my life, they know, and then Jay find out. So the first week I called him, I'm like, Jay, we had a death in the family. And he's like, okay, whatever you need, I'm here. And I'm like, all right, thanks, cool. I'm stressed and blah, blah, blah. The following week, right after we're done taping our show, I'm taking my husband to the hospital for an emergency appendectomy. Child, I don't think I've ever been so tired. I was at my limit. Okay? It was a stressful week.
Can we talk about what happened when he was supposed to go back?
No.
Okay.
Let's just say. No, because he's gonna be mad.
Okay, I won't.
Let's just say.
He's just 3 times my size. I don't want him mad. I'm good.
Listen, you and me neither. Shoot. But let's just say.
All is well.
All is well. Take care of yourself. Bye. We love you. Take care of yourselves, and when you are in pain, don't underestimate what it could be, because
Fair enough.
y'all menses be acting like, no, I'm tough, I'm good, I got this.
No, it's fundamentally we're fundamentally unintelligent in that way. Yeah.
So
Glad everyone's healthy.
everyone is healthy and we're good and life is moving along. And I want to thank everyone for being so supportive. So many people reached out and had wonderful words and encouragement and love. Benjamin, Jonathan, you got Zim. I love all of you. Thank you so, so much. So I want to, so that this is flowers. Sorry, I meant to say flowers.
Okay.
Flowers to Young Seda.
Okay. What?
Okay, for some reason I thought I was gonna say that wrong. He just had a listening party for his album. I love that. First of all, I don't think I've seen anybody have a listening party in some time.
Fair enough.
And I'm really proud he did that.
I can dig it.
It was packed. He was performing. He had people supporting him, which we need for these local artists. So I am just so excited for him because he's so talented and he's so encouraging and so positive.
Well, again, I always say this about him specifically, is he makes hip hop fun as it used to be.
Yeah.
Like when I was growing up with hip hop, when it first got introduced eons and eons ago, the Fat Boys, you know, Dougie Fresh. It was fun. You could just my dad brought it to my dad actually gave me hip hop, you know, because at that point it was just a good time. It was party music, and you know, music should grow and become serious in certain ways, but like Seda keeps that aspect of just making it fun, and I really appreciate that.
Yes. Congratulations and flowers to my baby sister.
Gotcha.
We're having a baby.
Tell me when you want me to.
The last and final Pennington girl is having a child.
You want me to pull it up?
Yes.
Okay.
And she is so cute. Oh my God. We keep calling her Big Tour, Big Mama. And we are so excited. When I tell you, me and my mom be on the phone talking about what we gonna buy. Like, this is our child. I can't wait to sniff this baby. Y'all know I like sniffing people. So this baby's gonna get a good couple whiffs. I'm preparing my house for this baby. So congratulations, baby sister. I love you so much.
For sure.
So yeah, you have flowers?
Yeah, I got a lot. So the first person I want to, you know, shout out again, and we do them all the time, but listen, long story short, I'm going to pull it up for you, is our good brother Alim, you know, his artwork. I mean, you can see it right there on the screen. I mean, he's in Rolling Stone magazine, guys. Like, he's doing major things right now for these artists. Yes. And, I mean, you can see, I couldn't be happier. And we talk so much about it, but again, this is another person who is born and raised, you know, spent so much time here. I think he recently moved out for, you know, and I'm sure he'll be back at some time, but like, he's still very close by. And he's doing big things on his terms. You can be from Delaware and live in Delaware and grow up in Delaware and be excellent. And shout out to you, Lee. You know what I mean?
Yes.
100%. I think we already said shout out to the Blue Coats, right?
Yes.
Flowers to the Blue Coats.
Woo woo.
You know, pretty cool. I mean, they've only been in Delaware, I think, for like 3 years or so, 3 or 4 years.
Oh.
And they've won the championship, you know, for their league, which is really cool.
So ladies, and some gentlemen, you know, if you looking, this is the time. Because now they got some popularity. They might flew you out. You never know. Just putting that out there. Not that I would do it. I'm just saying for the people who, you know, are into that.
Yeah.
They may not be able to get you a Birkin, but baby, they might get you a Coach bag.
That's what you're worried about.
They might get you some what they call Pandora bracelet charms. This is the time. I'm sure somebody getting a raise. This is the place to be. At the 76ers station place, right?
Yeah, they're G League for the 76ers. They're the 76ers.
That means they one step up. They go snatch you up. Come here, G Leaguer.
I mean,
why are you doing this to me?
I don't know what you want me to say.
I want you to laugh. You're terrible. Do you have more flowers?
I think that was all I have. What did I send you?
Trying to make me.
No, that's it for my flowers. Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Well, what's going on in the Delaware land?
A lot.
Story time and recipe sampling
Hold on.
with the Route 9 Library and Readers Cafe. Wednesday, April 12th at 6:30 p.m. Make sure you guys head over to their website because registration is required. And then Deco.
Yes.
Somebody called it Deco.
No, it's Deco.
Somebody, but who was that? I don't know.
I don't know.
Deco's 4th birthday celebration is April 15th at 11:30 to 3:30. There will be face painting, birthday cake, characters, balloons, build your own Bloody Mary. Let me tell you something. I love me some Bloody Mary.
Oh, we just fell apart.
With
Lord
a
have
piece
mercy.
with a piece of bacon and celery.
I need you all to understand that Nadj
some
and I
shrimp.
just had a major falling out, and this business can no longer proceed because
I will get the Bloody Mary mix and drink it by itself with ice. It's so good.
No. It's okay.
It's so good.
I do think it's really cool that Deco has. I feel like it's one of those places that, you know, wasn't a secure success, and I love the fact that it's still here, functioning and growing, and it's great. So I love that they're celebrating.
Yes. And then also the Delaware Music Network and Oddity Bar present Oddly Dope
Another one.
with Chris Nelson and Jahiti.
I was about to try to sing like him. I was about to try to sing like him, and I guess the ancestors said no, Negro.
No. That is April 16th at 6 p.m. $10 cash cover at the door. Make sure you guys head on over.
Yes, we love Jahidi. You know,
Yes.
I mean, like I said, Jahidi, his family, they're part of the street family as far as we're concerned.
Yeah.
We love him. We love Donnie. We love everything. You know.
Yes.
The little guy. So yeah, go see that.
And then also April 15th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. You have Indigenous Foodways,
Yes. Let me find out. Where did I put
Yapan.
that? Hold on. Keep going.
Yaupon Tea
Yes.
at the Delaware
Where did I
Museum.
put this? Hold on. Keep going.
And you can register on the
There we go.
website.
Yeah, check this out, guys. And I actually want to read this
Is it
specifically. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I want to make sure that I read exactly what Iz had posted up, because I think it explains it perfectly in terms of what happened in that day. So it says, join us to learn about Yaupon holly. I think it's Yaupon. A savory tea made from Yaupon leaves, and channel your inner artist by making ceramic teacups to enjoy future brews. Indigenous Foodways. Yaupon tea is a partnership between Project Community, the Delaware Museum, and NRFF.
Oh,
so, yeah, right. But I think this is a really cool thing, and one of the things that is, really great about what is happening at the Art Museum and all of Iz's work for Indigenous culture is we're learning a lot. Like, I didn't realize that there was a certain kind of tea that is grown only in this area. I think maybe North America, but in this area for sure, that's its own indigenous tea. And I would like to try it. I don't know if I'll be able to make that event specifically this time, but you saw the flyer up there, and I think it's a super dope event, and an opportunity to explore something that is indigenous and very unique. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
So come on out and enjoy some tea.
Absolutely.
And I don't know why, but this is on my spirit.
Okay.
All them women's that be buying them flat tummy teas, that's laxatives.
Oh, that was.
That's laxative. It just, you only losing what's in your bowel. You ain't losing the weight.
Okay.
So get real tea. Come on out and get you some real tea.
Yes.
That's it.
Some real tea.
Real tea.
Yeah.
With the real people.
If you got royalty, you drink real tea.
Oh!
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Royalty
no.
drink real tea.
No.
In reality, royalty drink real tea.
Ew.
You know what I'm saying?
Why are you so...
You ain't woke, son. You ain't woke. In reality,
You're right. I'd rather be asleep right now.
royalty
as you
drink
do this.
real tea. And if you don't move your hands like that, it really doesn't count. But go ahead, sorry.
Moving on. Here's the real tea. Y'all aunties and uncles that's been quite judgmental about how we be acting on the interwebs.
This is my cue.
How we have been acting on the interwebs with the OnlyFans and the Instagram models and the Facebooks. Well, karma, ain't that a bitch? It's looking like a couple of y'all, a lot of y'all, is about to get caught up. And how so, do you ask? How so, Nadja? Well, people, there is a documentary that's coming out.
I think it's been created by Jermaine Dupri and Uncle Luke, and you already know, but go ahead.
Listen. I know for one thing it ain't gonna be my mama up there, because my mama didn't go. Neither did my daddy, okay? But everybody else, I'm gonna be laughing. I'm gonna be laughing, because baby, the way they be holier than now, the way they be talking
Okay, so
about
you
my
aren't
generation.
explaining what this is.
It's a FREAKNIK documentary.
But people don't know what FREAKNIK is.
That's a lie.
No.
That's a lie.
I think you are underestimating the diversity of our audience.
Okay, well, since you went,
yes.
and we're gonna see you on camera,
I'm fine with that, quite frankly.
bare ass.
Maybe, literally.
Are you serious?
Listen. So,
Jay, are you kidding me?
So, FREAKNIK started as a small, basically, AUC sort of just college weekend by, I think the real credit goes to the DC Metro Club. And I think it started, my dates are probably a little bit off, but it started like in the late 80s, right? and it started out as just a college weekend, party, like for a couple of days, probably Friday, Saturday, Sunday, a little party. And over the years, it grew, and it grew into something that you really can't imagine. So basically, imagine you're in Atlanta, and over this weekend, anyone who was within a 12-hour drive drives all the way to Atlanta. These are all HBCUs. And the entire city, by no choice of its own, shuts down. So imagine if you are in Philadelphia and at Saturday at 3 p.m. for the next 24 hours, 95 is completely shut down, and it's nothing but black people partying in the most debaucherous ways possible.
Debaucherous?
Anything and everything was a go. And you got to understand that I am from Wilmington, Delaware, and I went to a small white private school, which is why I went to Morehouse. So I get down there and everyone's talking about Freaknik, and I'm like, what is this? Like, oh, it's a party, and it's a crazy party. And I'm like, okay, it's a college party. Like, no. You don't understand. And I will never forget, because I had a dorm mate down the hall named Omari, and I swear to this day, he was the first TI. He was a light-skinned, tall, skinny dude with this super swag, really smart guy too, and he was from Decatur. And he had all of the Decatur talk, and he took me and the rest of our friends to Freaknik, and the things that I saw and experienced over that weekend, I will never forget. It was fantastic. And it was like if you could take Mardi Gras and triple it and make it all black and just cover the whole city with it for the weekend. You cannot imagine.
So you saying a lot, but you ain't saying nothing. What are we gonna see you doing?
I don't know.
Be honest.
No.
What did you do?
Everything.
Okay.
Everything.
Really?
Everything.
You don't even dance.
Everything. So,
You can have a Freaknik baby?
I don't know, because anything is possible. But yeah, it was as bad as you could get.
If y'all see Jay, it's gonna be like, where's Waldo?
Listen, if you see a little light-skinned boy
with a big chin,
if you see a little
it's
light-skinned
Jay.
boy snaking up on something, doing all the body rolling because that's the only thing he could do, because if you see the little light skin, it's not me. It's me. It's not me. It's
Oh,
me. So listen.
my God.
Listen, I have told all the things. I have no secrets. My wife knows all about my history. So
we're going to talk about this off the air,
it
honey,
is
because
what
I
it
need
is.
to know what I'm looking for. Like,
Listen.
Well, one
Yeah.
woman went viral on Instagram and TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
She said, "I'm just praying that Jesus be a fence. I'm praying that Jesus be a big, tall privacy fence. That's my Easter this year, this Good Friday."
That's really funny.
Listen, I remember watching, there was like a brief clip of some of the Freaknik activities on something I was watching a couple years ago, because they were referencing like some of the big
Yeah.
events in history for Black folk. And some of the stuff that was on that clip was already like, what?
I am really curious to know how ugly they let the documentary get, because
I mean, they know they can practice.
I have seen people, like, how...
It could be revenge
You
porn.
know how there was the viral video of the people having sex in Newark by the trash can, by the dumpster? Have you heard of that?
No.
Oh, yeah, there's a whole viral video. It's a thing. Like, I have seen people bent over project fences doing the do.
All right.
And it's at that level. So I wonder if they put that kind of a thing in the film, because it could get as ugly can get.
How many times did you go?
Every year. What are you talking about? The funniest
First
thing
of
is
all, you
it actually died out right when so my freshman year was like when it started to get smaller, because it was so ridiculous. This is like, listen, we can't have this continuing. So my first year, it was incredible. And then by the time I got to senior year, it was just, I was a very controlled and different thing, because it was enough. It was like, it was so out of control. No one actually got hurt. It wasn't like a dangerous thing, but it was like, it was so massive, and it just froze the entire city for a weekend. Yeah.
If you or someone you know is a FREAKNIK baby and would love to tell your story, please contact us at nadjandjayshow@gmail.com and we will help you tell your story. We advocate for FREAKNIK babies.
Yeah. We had a time.
Well, that will be on Hulu. We just talked about a shooting, and now in our very own state, we had a mall shooting.
It's not the first time the shots have fired off in Christiana Mall recently,
No,
but go ahead.
this was probably the biggest.
This is the first time someone actually got shot.
So 3 people got shot.
No one's been arrested yet, as far as I understand right now.
They have some video footage of possible suspects, but everything is still ongoing.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people already know about this. So the only thing I want to kind of communicate about this situation specifically, and I get the urge, but like I really feel like when things are going down, everyone needs. If you don't know the specifics of what's happening, just say what you know and that's it.
Or don't say anything at all.
Because
just hold tight.
Just number one. But like if you insist on immediately trying to be the first person to report on it or to say something about it, it's important that we're responsible with these kinds of things because it really matters in a lot of different ways. So I'm not here to lecture, but like if you don't know what's going on, don't say anything until you know facts. Don't just spread rumors. It's really dangerous. Man.
I swear.
Because I heard that like there were things. There's also a shooting at Christiana skating rink. It's like what? Like stop. Like
Please don't.
Like if you don't know, chill.
I will say, for the people who were actually at the mall, there were a lot of people on my timeline that were in the back storage rooms and in the bathrooms held up for like 2 hours. I hope that you guys talk to somebody about that.
Yeah, that's scary. That's traumatizing.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. So I'm glad that the people I knew made it out safe. Prayers to the people who were injured and affected by it. We got to do better, people.
I'm gonna say this also. I didn't think I'd say it. It's not that much, but like, I understand why people want to create more and stricter gun laws, and that could have a place. But I also think that fundamentally, another way that is important to prevent 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds from shooting people at people in the mall is to do the best that we can to, number one, fix the poverty problems in America and the income gaps in America, and let's find ways to educate and raise our children properly. Because if I guarantee you that those young people who were shooting at each other in the mall are coming from a difficult circumstance, and to solve that problem would have solved the problem at the mall. Yeah.
All right, last semi-depressing thing. Show the video.
We got to preface this.
I don't even know how.
And then there's a point to be made, and we're going to talk about fun stuff too, but I don't think, so this story, I actually asked my wife earlier, I was like, yo, have you heard about this? And she was like, nah. And I think it's really important. You can talk, but so before I play the video, it's explicit and it's disturbing.
Yes.
And if you are sensitive towards certain imagery, specifically with
molestation, children,
and if you have any super sensitivity to sexual harassment or what did you say? I'm sorry, molestation.
Yes.
Don't watch this if it's going to really set you off. But this is disturbing, and people need to know about it. You do what you need to do with the information, but facts are facts and video is video. You want to say anything else before I play the video?
So this is just another example of being mindful of, we have religious leaders, right? There are people who follow religious leaders, but you need to set boundaries no matter what. No matter how much you love your pastor, no matter how much you love the Pope, no matter how much you love your priest or whomever.
If you smell poop, it's shit.
you still have to be mindful and set boundaries and talk to your children about making sure that their private square they don't.
Never heard that. I like that. Yeah.
Yes, stop. Don't touch me there. This is my private square. Like, that's a real thing. It's a joke, but it's also a real thing. You need to teach your children about their own personal, their self, I don't know why this isn't coming together, but their boundaries, like their personal space boundaries.
So, preface, the Dalai Lama has apologized for what you're going to see.
Boy,
Hold on. He apologized for what you're going to see.
No, he didn't. That's not an apology. That's not an apology.
He said, I'm sorry.
That's not an apology.
Okay, but he said, I'm sorry.
You'll see the apology. The alleged apology. Go ahead and show the video.
You might not accept it, but it's an apology. Yeah.
This just into CNN. The Dalai Lama is apologising after video emerged showing him kissing a boy sparked outrage on social media. This video from February at an event in India shows the spiritual leader kissing a boy on the lips and then asking the child to suck my tongue. In a statement, the Dalai Lama's office says the spiritual leader regrets the incident. For more now, let's go to CNN's Vedika Sud, who's live from New Delhi. Vedika, can you walk us through what we can see in this video and the conversation between the Dalai Lama and this boy, which has obviously and justifiably sparked so much controversy?
So much controversy, clearly, Bianca. Let me take you through what really happened. Now, like you pointed out, this was at an event in India. That's where the Dalai Lama, the 14th Dalai Lama, is in permanent exile in North India. Now, this boy, you can see him approaching the Dalai Lama. He asks him for a hug. And the Dalai Lama calls him on stage and he says, give me a kiss on the cheek and a hug, and the boy obliges. But then moments later, the Dalai Lama then looks at the boy and says, now give me a kiss on the lips. And then he pulls in the boy's chin and kisses him on the mouth. And just moments later, the Dalai Lama says, quote, and suck my tongue, unquote. That's what he says to the child. Now, this entire exchange between that minor and the Dalai Lama has led to furor among certain sections on social media that have gone ahead and condemned the actions of the Dalai Lama. What's interesting here, Bianca, is that this exchange is from February, like you and I have just pointed out, but the apology comes today. Weeks later, after the criticism the Dalai Lama has faced online from people who have actually been surprised and taken aback by the actions of the spiritual leader. Let me just read out the apology that has come out in the form of a statement from the Dalai Lama's office. It says a video clip has been circulating that shows a recent meeting with a young boy when a young boy asked His Holiness the Dalai Lama if he could give him a hug. His Holiness wishes to apologize to the boy and his family, as well as his many friends across the world for the hurt his words may have caused. His Holiness often teases people he meets in an innocent and playful way, even in public and before cameras. He regrets the incident. So clearly, from the statement, what one can infer is that this was a way of teasing that young boy, a playful conversation, but according to certain people, it may have just gone a bit too far.
I don't care what that post says. what I don't understand, maybe I do understand. I feel like
I can dig that.
I feel like God knows who not to allow certain things to happen to. Because, first of all, had my child said, I want to give the Dalai Lama a hug, I would have stood up there with my child. I'm not letting my child go anywhere without
Number one.
But then number two, the minute I saw this nasty old man's hand move my child's chin and I see just his head tilt, I'm throwing blows, period. Like, that's it. Interview over. Hug over.
You wouldn't wait till
We're
he stuck
done.
his tongue out? You won't wait till that point when he goes like that?
It don't make no sense. And that apology was 2 months after. This happened in February.
Okay, he got
So now, because the video footage has come out, now you're apologizing.
If that was seen in anywhere in America, like as an educator, if any educator was caught doing that on tape, you're fired immediately.
Child,
To
I
say the
swear, the first thing that came to mind when I saw this was, why is it so hard to protect our babies? Why is it so hard to protect our babies? I feel like every time I turn around, our children are being murdered. Our children are being raped and molested. I see these children are being neglected and abused. I just don't understand, where are we with that? Where are we in our society, in our way of life, that we are not putting our children on a pedestal? That doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I think that
Because traumatized children create traumatized and wounded and
hurt people.
Yes, like they turn into adults who are even worse off than the child. So I don't understand why it's so difficult for us to say, you know what, let us make sure that we are creating a safe and loving and caring society for our babies.
So I guarantee you that that is the tip of the iceberg with the Dalai Lama. It ain't no way. I don't care. Like, I'm sure the different cultures and, you know, all that kind of stuff are.
It ain't no culture.
No. But wait,
nothing.
let me. I know different cultures have different, you know, opinions and thoughts and ways of handling, you know, affection and all that kind of stuff. But with that specifically, when a grown old ass man sticks his tongue out and says, "I want you to suck my tongue," that's not a friendly thing. That's not. There's no way to spin it. And you know, I have a lot of stuff to do over the course of my day and a lot of children to work with and protect and all that kind of stuff. And I don't have time, unfortunately, to like focus my rage on the Dalai Lama in India for that situation and for people not digging in. But that's the tip of the iceberg with that man. And if anyone really cares in India and where he's located about young people, there should be a massive outcry, and that little bitty of an apology shouldn't have any impact on that, because that is disturbing. And here's a bigger message, because I was actually thinking about this as we, you know, were preparing for the show. It's an interesting thing, and I think there's a bigger lesson to be learned. If you look up quotes by the Dalai Lama right now, there'll be some beautiful quotes and some real truth, some real knowledge in some things that he said. And in as much as I am not a Christian per se, and I don't subscribe to any religion, it's clearly, you know, don't idolize anybody. Idolatry, you know. Do not idolize any human being, because we're all flawed across the spectrum. And as soon as you look at a human as being a perfect entity who is flawless, you're going to get yourself in trouble at some point in time. So it's an interesting thing, because in as much as you can learn from that man in certain regards just based on his words, that man is out of my brain at this point, because he's a disturbed individual. But, you know, don't idolize anybody. And there's also something to be learned from everybody. Yeah.
I'm disgusted by it.
Yeah, everyone should be.
Just
It's
be-
disturbing.
But just be mindful. Again, the reason why we tell stories like these, we talk about stories like these, even though they're not necessarily within our grasp, there are very real people in our community that are just like that a lot of people either turn a blind eye to or are hiding very well. But there are always signs, there are always red flags, and there are always victims. So be mindful and protect our babies. Simple as that. Protect our babies, because what we leave them with is what they're going to have when they're our age. So if we leave them with nothing but pain and anger and sadness and trauma, how do you think the world?
Yes. Keeping it simple, as I always do. Listen, if an old man says that he wants to suck your child's tongue,
Smack the shit out of him.
smack the shit out of him and make sure that he gets arrested.
You know what? He's holy, right? Smack him hard enough to send him up to Jesus.
Yeah, so
There you go. There you go.
That's all.
Okay. Let's end this.
I got to talk about the fight tonight, last weekend, but go ahead. So you want me to talk about the fight or what you got?
All right. You could talk about the fight.
Yeah, we got to. So, I am a fan of combat sports, and I follow boxing and the UFC, and there have been some past year, there's been some really good fights, some amazing fights, and some super surprises. And this weekend, there was a great card in Miami, UFC 287, and the final fight, the championship fight, the main event was Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira. And I got to give you some background, okay? And I know that people who watch fights already understand the gravity of this, but this is why I love fighting sports when they're pure. So Izzy Adesanya is at this point, even before this fight, one of the greatest, I think, welterweights or middleweights. Damn, I'm messing that up. But one of the greatest at his weight class in the UFC period. He's already created his wonderful legacy, right? He's a gifted kickboxer, extremely intelligent and unique in his fighting style. He calls himself Stylebender, right? And before he came to the UFC, he was beaten twice by Alex Pereira. And he got knocked out once and he lost. So he's already lost to this man twice. And if you see Alex, he is terrifying looking. He looks like he's from Brazil, but he looks like a super tall, giant, just ripped up, sort of thin Puerto Rican dude. And his left hook is unbelievable. And he does this thing where he gets you up against the ropes and then he'll throw this leaping knee and just it's curtains. He's a terrifying man, and he comes from he's traced his sort of lineage. He comes from jungle warriors. Like that's literally where he's coming from.
His DNA is fighting.
His DNA is a warrior, and when he comes out in his Brazilian war garb, it's like, oh my God, nobody wants any parts of him. So he whooped up on Izzy twice as kickboxers, right? Then he came to the UFC, like, sorry, bro, here I am, and ripped through like 2 fights, killed everybody basically, fought Izzy maybe 4 or 5 months ago, and knocked him out again. And took the belt from Izzy after Izzy has defended it like 6 or 7 times, right? But Izzy's like, nah, I'm coming back ASAP, and I'm gonna get this dude finally. I'm going to finally whoop this dude. I'm taking too many L's. And it's like, yo, that dude is bigger than you. He's scarier than you. He hits harder. It's like, what are you gonna do? And you gotta understand that when he lost, he's winning. He's close. He's winning. And then he gets caught. And he got caught last time up against the ropes, up against the cage, I should say. And he went the same thing.
This is the real nasty fight, ain't it?
It wasn't bloody. But
anything goes almost.
Yeah, it's grappling, but these two are strikers, pure strikers, like gifted strikers. And he got him up against the cage and, threw a bunch of stuff and caught him, and then it was a TKO. And here's what happened on the rematch. At the end of the day, Izzy played possum. And it was a brilliant scheme, because you've got to understand it. Imagine somebody whoops your ass, knocks you out 3 times, cleans your clock 2 times and just wins the fight once. Like, you automatically have a psychological, yo, how do you break that? Like, he's kicked my ass 3 times. And he bit me again in the UFC, took my belt, bigger guy. And what he says is, I'm going to lure him back into the same situation where I got knocked out, make him think that I'm about to get got again, and catch him. Yo, I'm gonna replay you the KO because I had to get you to slow motion, but the amount of heart and guts that it took to pull off what he pulled off was a triumph in a way that gave me chills, because this is where sports, and where fighting sports in particular, I'm sorry for saying so much, get inspirational. Because you gotta take the metaphor of putting yourself back in a place where you're terrified and lost and got crushed, and putting yourself back in that situation to come out victorious the next time.
Oh, Lord.
And the thing is it took him 2 of his best shots to put that man down. It was an incredible knockout. It was an incredible fight. Shout out to both of those men for being absolute warriors and for giving the fans what they need. But that was an incredible fight. And that level of bravery is something that we could all use. And I'll leave it at that.
You know, that fight looked very familiar.
Uh-oh.
It looked similar. It looks similar to when my children know there's one Pop-Tart left.
Yeah, it's about to go down, player.
And all me and my husband hear. It's and it's usually Yara whooping Ishmael's tail.
Listen, girls are when before puberty hits.
So basically, I have UFC fighters in my house.
Listen.
Got it.
I pray that young Ish, I just shouldn't do that. I pray that young Ish finds it in his heart not to hit Yara, but to find a safe victory.
He just run away. He run away. He come to us. But Yara?
May he find solace in the protection of his parents until the Yara monster stops.
And look, they was both the same color as my kids, too.
Oh, man.
One brown one, one light one.
Listen, man, that light-skinned man beat that black, that was, and then, but he got it back. I was like, ooh, he's huge. But Izzy did his thing, man. Izzy's a real champion. It was a beautiful thing to see.
I'm getting better at watching fights. It's until I see the blood. Once I see the blood, I'm like, all right, it's time to clock out.
And what you're going to see in the future with those two, this is what I love about fighting. This is what, let me shut up. But this is what I love about fighting. With people who are good humans, is when they retire, they're going to be friends. Like, you remember, it'll be a memory. You know, like, it's like that when you fight somebody, sometimes it's like, yo, you get it out of your system and then your buddies afterwards, and that's what that's going to be, which is beautiful. It's just competition.
I've never been in a fight, so I would not know.
Understood, but yeah, it happens.
Yeah. Okay. It is now time for everyone's favorite segment. Don't put it up yet.
No, I'm not.
Florida Man.
Good mood tonight, but go ahead.
So,
this is the last one.
Earlier,
We did a lot today.
I said that we were going to talk about something oiled, slippery when oiled. The headline for tonight: naked, bloody, and slippery.
Tell me when I need to put it up.
Florida man covered in grease, peppermint oil, arrested after breaking into homes.
Go ahead. Continue. What? What in the hell?
What in the hell?
What in the hell?
Florida deputies pursued a slippery suspect after they chased down a man who was covered in grease and peppermint oil in the middle of the night. The 34-year-old suspect was found. His name is Blake Talkman. He had smashed out the windows of one house, then left and broke into another home. Before the police caught him, the body cam footage showed that the man made a mad dash towards the home's in-ground pool. Show the face.
And
Oh my God. The officer could be heard saying, "He's in the pool. Stop right there." Talkman continued to flee the police, and he is seen jumping into another family's pool, climbing out and leaping onto and face planting onto a trampoline where he was then caught. And all you can hear is the cops saying, "Stop resisting. He's resisting. I can't get his other hand behind his back. He's slippery."
I mean, that,
He's a wet one.
I think that's the funniest part about it is he's resisting.
They said the blood was from his own, his
I wonder
injuries.
what he smelled like.
I want to know what kind of grease it was.
I want to know what he smelled like.
So
Like
here's my
sweaty
thought.
peppermint
Here's
alcohol.
my thought.
Okay.
Typically, there is chicken grease.
Okay.
Most people, I would say, would have chicken grease.
Okay.
Depending on the neighborhood, hear me out, there may be duck grease, which can also be a little bit of a delicacy.
Okay.
And then the peppermint oil,
And it'll protect him from the water too. So yeah.
listen, I'm just saying, I think he did a good job. I think he knew he was going to get caught. And I think duck grease, is a little more slippery. Have you ever held a duck after it's been cooked?
Yeah, but I don't remember.
It's
Yeah.
slippery.
Okay.
But I don't get the peppermint oil. I don't.
I want to know whenever I see a lot of crazy things, I really want to know the specifics of what was going through their mind.
And also, where did the peppermint oil go? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if you ever use that Dr. Bronner's peppermint oil soap and you get it in the wrong place, so I hope the man, maybe he jumped in the pool because it went into his urethra.
Well,
Imagine the police knocking on your door to say, "Ma'am, there's a naked, oiled up, good smelling man in your pool right now."
I don't know if it was good smelling though. Like it's a blend of like there's something that smells really good and equally rotten. You know, because the duck oil, the duck grease, that doesn't smell good.
Oh, what if it was pork?
It's the same. It's like it's grease either way. That face you just made, I'm gonna still frame that, just so you know.
Oh, God.
Thank you, everyone, for watching today's episode.
Maybe he's trying to get rid of mosquitoes. He's in Florida. Mosquitoes. No?
Row.
Do alligators like peppermint? Maybe they don't like peppermint.
I don't know.
What if an alligator knocked on his... What if an alligator knocked on his door and he was running from it and he thought the alligator couldn't catch him because he was greased up and smelled like peppermint? Maybe the alligator had a version of peppermint oil. I'm reaching. I'm sorry. It's time to go. I'm sorry.
Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure that you go check out Charlie Rose Sweets.
Buy everything.
Buy everything.
And remember, we get one taco per taco order.
I'm not BSing you when I say
Just
that
make
there
sure you
are some
type in Nadj and Jay in your order form.
What I hope is that we have established a certain trust with our audience that lets you know that when I say that those are some of the best tacos I've ever had, they are.
Am I allowed to talk bad about a restaurant then?
No.
A chain? Really?
No.
Can I kind of?
How big of a chain? Like Taco Bell chain or like local chain?
Yeah.
Taco Bell?
I don't know. Is the one you know what I'm talking about? Is that a big one?
I don't know what you're talking about, so no. Nope.
Well, there's a certain place that tried to kill me today.
Oh, no, don't do that.
I just wanted to put that out there. If you want to know who it is, hit me up. I'll tell you. Have a wonderful week, guys. Bye.
Later, y'all.